Hey guys, Forever Retro 82 here. It's Tuesday. Actually, it's Wednesday. It's after midnight, so I'm gonna try to do a couple playthroughs this week. I may do them back to back since this game I'm about to do is short, and then I may go to the next game. But we'll see. There's just a lot of shit going on this week, and well, I don't want to get into it. Anyways. We're about to play the first launch game for the Sega Genesis in the first model that was released in 1988. That game is called Altered Beast. Now, a lot of you that were maybe born around that time or whatnot think, no, you're probably thinking Sonic the Hedgehog was a launch title. Not true. The reason why Sonic the Hedgehog was put as a packing game for the Sega Genesis was to give the Super NES a run for its money, meaning you had a new mascot for the Sega Genesis, or for Sega in general, brand new, fresh, clean, while Mario was, 4 games in. And a lot of people call Super Mario World Super Mario 4. I did when I was 9 years old, when I got my Super NES in 1991 for Christmas. And my brother got the Sega Genesis, the Model 1 that came with Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, and the reason why they did this is because, well, Super Mario World is a huge game. I mean, it's, to this day, it's still a huge game. 96 fucking levels with secrets and things. It just blows your mind. It's a big game. And Altered Beast would have stand one fucking chance against Super Mario World. So they had to come up with something. And Yuji Naka at Sega, of course, made Sonic the Hedgehog. But, of course, there were a couple things they were considering, like a rabbit. Some say Cream the Rabbit was inspired by the original design of Sonic. I don't really care. I don't want to get with the Sonic fandom because I know it's a rabid, furry fan base that makes my head spin. So I'm not even going to get into that. I could be wrong, and you can correct me in the comments. That's fine, and that's as far as I'm going. I'm not going to even respond to it because I don't care. Okay? Fandom is just rabid for Sonic, and it's best to just stay away from it. You got better things to do with your time. Right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and play Altered Beast. And in classic game fashion, I'm only going to allow myself 3 continues. It's done via code, obviously. But I'm only going to give myself 3, and I shouldn't need that much in order to complete the game. Now, at the end of the game, after I complete it, I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 codes that makes the game even better. And, you can do them on your own merit, or if you want to have fun, go for it. But anyways, this was released in 1988, and it was also released on other platforms like the Sega Master System, and the Famicom got a port by Asmic, which is a defunct company that made they made some good games, but they also made some shitters. I mean, they were like in the middle of the road. Well, they published Zardian for the Super Nintendo, which is one of my favorite games. And a lot of people are probably sitting there scratching their head thinking, why the fuck do you like Zardian? Look, I was a dumb kid, and I liked dumb shit. And as an adult, I still like dumb shit. So, there you go. I even like Lagoon, and that game's considered bad. I may not do a playthrough of Lagoon, though. That game takes too long, and I get frustrated at it very quickly, but I like it. And I have completed it, and I own the original cartridge that I had since I was a child. So, with all that being said, let's just jump into the bullshit. Or the game. Or whatever.
Rise from your grave.
Yep. Good old classic line. What a good way to open your line. With Zeus with a speech impediment. Rise from your grave. How about no? I just want to stay dead and say fuck your whore daughter, who's a piece of shit and gets captured by the bad guy, which is his name is Neff, by the way. I used to call him Nerf as a kid because I forgot, but his name is Neff. Now, for a game of its time, it definitely has some of the clearest voice samples that you can hear in a video game. I mean, listen to this.
Power up.
No garble. None whatso-fucking-ever. And that's amazing. If the Sega Genesis could have kept that up throughout its lifespan, I honestly think it could have gave the Super NES a run for its money. Now, first form is the wolf. there's 5 forms. There's the wolf, the dragon, the bear, the tiger, and the golden wolf. And the golden wolf is no different. He's just gold, or a gold color. Now, a lot of people just go ahead and just dash for him, but you do receive damage from that, and I want to make sure I get as little damage as possible when I'm progressing. Because your life does not get refilled at the end of every stage, which makes this game not a favorite for some people. I mean, this game has a love-hate relationship within the game community. People just think it's so cheesy that it's bad, and others just love it for nostalgic reasons. I consider it a fun little quick game to play. It's not very long at all. It's an arcade game. I mean, what do you want? A better game, I guess, huh? He's almost dead. Come on and die already, you fuck. There we go. Now, once again, listen to this clear sample. You're going to hear a laugh from Neff when he steals your strength balls away. Listen. No garble. Why couldn't we have that in Street Fighter? You know, instead of Hadouken, we get... Yeah, that's Neff, I guess, giving the princess a chokehold. Oh shit, we better watch out for the feminists. They're going to come about and be like, this game is sexist. Fuck off. Go back to your little safe space, which is a cave in the middle of nowhere, where you belong. And you get these... I forgot to mention about these wolves. These Cerebus dogs, or whatever the fuck, give you these strength balls, which power you up. As self-explained. And now, in this stage, you get chicken heads from Alter Beast. The collision detection leaves a lot to be desired.
Power up.
These little dragons that come down from the... Yeah, there's a chicken head. Can't ride them in this game, unfortunately. And guess what? Now we're the dragon. And I still think the theme of the Beast is one of the greatest songs in video game history. I'm not joking about that. I love this theme. I've heard so many remixes of it that it just makes me all excited. Now, this guy can be cheesed to death if you know where to be, and I think it's right here. Just keep mashing that B. Yep, there we go. Just mash the B button like it's just going out of style. And then the battle's won, and you go to the next stage. Now, this next stage is a dirty whore. First of all, you got these freaking ants that have stingers, and they're in a very suggestive place, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Once again, you have, it looks like Jesus Christ on the cross. I mean, what the hell is this shit? I don't know. There's supposed to be cutscenes showing, I guess, what's happened between that. Now, look at these ants. Why do they have stingers that look like dicks? I mean, who at the... I want to know who made the design of that and said, hey, this would be a great idea for an enemy.
Power up.
These guys are a pain in the ass. I just punch into that dick and usually it takes care of them. Normally.
Power up.
Yeah, I cheesed that. And guess what? I regret nothing. There we go. The bear. The bear sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, first of all, look at his... Oh, let me kill some enemies first before I get to words. What I have a problem with. Ah, shit. Oh, this is nice. I've never had this happen before. Oopsies. Oh, there we go. Okay, now, look at him. He looks like he's singing. I'll do anything for me, but I won't do that. Never mind. Anyways. Right. Now, this boss is, well, pretty easy. Just keep cheesing this move. It's used with the A button, and he's done. Yeah. Now, the next boss needs a little bit more strategy than that. But I really like the voice samples in this game. It's very clear. And I would really like to... I don't understand what's going on here. There's a bird next to the princess. What? I don't know. If you guys want to explain it to me, the cutscenes in this game, please do, because I don't get them. I mean, I kind of get them at the very end of the game, which you will see, but I don't know. I just can't understand the cutscenes. The ending, I understand. I mean, you're getting some pretentious bitch that is nothing more than Zeus's cum dumpster. I mean, he probably fucks her. Who knows? I don't care. The mythology in this game is just not good. Rise from your sleep and raise my daughter. Okay, first of all, this guy looks young, so he got killed at a young age, so he must suck in battle, so why is he being raised? Well, the instruction booklet explains it better. Can I make it to the final stage before I have to use the continue? Yep, now we're the Taiga, which is kind of like the wolf, except he has an inverted or vertical dash and a fireball that bounces up and down. Alright, before I start the boss, look at the statue in the background, because you'll see it again in the next stage, but it won't be a statue, because, spoiler alert, that is Neff's true form. Or his beast form, rather. Now this requires a bit more strategy. And I got killed. Lovely. Alright. Let's continue. Yeah, and it uses the same continue system as the first Mario game. Well, Super Mario Brothers. Because the first Mario game is original Mario Brothers. A and start.
Power up.
And I said I'm gonna allow myself to use 3 continues. Get out of my way, dickhead.
Power up.
As you can see, like, the game scrolls very slowly, but it's still an auto-scroller, and I'm not a fan of these all that much, except shooters, but that's, makes more sense. I mean, I like to be able to control my scrolling, but, you don't have a choice here. The last stage is rather brutal, and you'll see why when I get there. This time I'm going to take it a little bit more easy instead of getting into my usual strategy for this boss. I mean, there's 2 ways you can beat this guy. I mean, what you tried to see me do was a little foolish. And also, I want to say, this thing is fucking cute, and I want a little statuette of it. And I want to put it on my desk. I mean, it's adorable. It's a little dragon with a, little cauldron in the center of his belly. He's just adorable. I want one. He shoots little dragons. It's cute. I want one. Kill me, but I don't care. He's cute. And for the same reason, I would like to own a lion or a tiger. But I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. I'd be too scared. Wild animals are not meant to be tamed. Because there's always that wildfire. Now, see, this is my normal strategy. You go in front of it, don't go too far because you'll get knocked back, but go in front of it and just keep using your vertical dash attack, and eventually it'll be one. But I'm trying to take it easy because I want to be able to... I want to see the next stage on this continue. I don't want to have to use 2 continues. Damn it. Okay, well, it's alright, it's alright. He's just about dead. There we go. Now this next stage is a bitch in every way. And we're at the final stage of the game. Yeah. It's one of those 15-minute games. Now, Neff captured the bird, but I'll explain the ending as best I can, at least from the bird. Because you see the Zeus's daughter on a cross, and then you see a bird next to Zeus's daughter, but then you don't see Zeus's daughter. So so the only thing that comes to mind maybe is Zeus's daughter is now the bird, which, well, spoiler, it is. Oh, I always miss that. Yep, and you got ponies in this game. So bronies, I guess clock your heart out. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. It's already happening.
Power up.
Now, if you don't get all the spirit balls or power orbs or whatever they're called, I'm sorry, I'm ignorant right now. If you don't get them, you have 2 more tries to get them, and if you don't get them all, then you have to face off the boss without your designated form that you're supposed to have. And, well, unfortunately, you usually die. But they put the wolves in the stupidest of places. See, like, he was above my head. You don't know that's going to happen unless you played the game before. But I always fuck up on this stage, because this stage is a clusterfuck of these enemies, and I'm dead again. Okay. Continue number 2. God damn it. It's just retarded the way they have the... Why can't they just stay in the bottom of the fucking screen so you can hit the cocksuckers? See, now I'm getting raped by fucking hooks for hands here.
Power up.
Alright, hopefully I won't fuck it up this next one. The next round. See, it's like this this stage is such a bitch, while the rest of the game is just easy. Well, for the most part, easy. This stage is probably the real challenge. I'm just gonna resort to just using kicks, because punches are useless. Okay, got it.
Power up.
Fuck off, goat head! Ram your fucking horns up your ass, you piece of shit. So annoying. Finally. Because the last boss is a joke. And I will gladly show you my strategy. See how he's gold? I mean, there's really no difference in strength or change. Now, this stage, you gotta admit, is creepy as fuck. God damn it. It's creepy as fuck. I mean, look, there's like bodies and shit all laying all over the place. When I was a kid, I literally thought it was a junkyard. I should be able to beat that. Where did that fucker come from? Faggot?
Welcome to your doom.
You see that shit? Alright, now, the trick is, when he steams, just duck and keep doing your dash move. Just repeat what I'm doing here. I can't explain shit. And the game's over. Really that simple. Now, you see a bird, it's Zeus's daughter, okay? So I'm guessing, I guess I understand the cutscenes for a bit, but if you want to explain in better detail, feel free. Now she's gonna make love to some doggy dick. So she's a bestiality fan. She likes dog cock. So she's a furry. Whatever floats her boat. I mean, they're gonna go home and have some passionate sex. You can control this part too, which was kind of a neat thing. You weren't used to games that allowed you to play the credits, but I don't know. pretty sure they meant Shinobi, but I could be wrong. And then it tells you to play the next stages. The game just moves. I mean, there's really no change. Alright, so codes, right. Okay. There's an option menu in this game. Hold B on your Genesis controller at the title screen, press start. So you can start at any level. You can give yourself full life, 5 lives, and select any run you want. And to enter that, you gotta hold A on the control pad and then press start. And then look, you're at the last stage with 5 lives. There's another code. This one's an awesome one. Hold down right on your D-pad and press A. Hold A, B, and C at the title screen. Press start. Okay, that didn't work. It probably won't on this controller. Or is it down? It's down left, I think, not down. I was pressing down right. Sorry. Alright, let's see if this does it. Ah, here we go. This code is bloody awesome. You can choose any of the forms you want for every level in the game. So say you just like, I don't know, the wolf. This, you can say fuck all and pick wolf. And then, look at that, you'll be the wolf on every stage of the game. That was my favorite stage, or favorite code as a kid. And you just press start, and then, you know, if you want to, you can go back to here, and, I don't know, play round 2, and you can be a wolf if you want, instead of the dragon. It adds a new, it adds replay value, because without that, you'd be bored of this game within, like, the first 3 days of owning the piece of shit. It's not a piece of shit, though. It's actually an excellent game. Okay. So, that pretty much wraps it up for me, fellas. I'm going to maybe do another one in here in a little bit. I need to get a break in, and I'll go ahead and try to do another one that's a little longer. And but I wanted to do a short one just, you know, for shits and giggles. I hope you enjoyed it, though. And feel free, I'm writing in the comments what you liked about Altered Beast. How did you feel about the launch of the Sega Genesis, if you got a Genesis at launch? Or what is your feeling on the Sega Genesis overall? I know there's a lot of rabid fanboys out there. I mean, because I know a couple online, and I always fight with them about the sound and the thing in the Genesis. Look, I love the Genesis. Fuck, I own 3 of the fuckers, okay? I got 2 Genesis Model 1s. I got a high def and the one with the fucked sound, and I got a fucked sound with the Genesis Model 2. You know, I got all those. And I got a shit ton of games for the Genesis. I don't hate the Genesis. I just prefer the Super Nintendo. I like the clean and nice sound samples. I like the control, and I like the overall library. That was my childhood, man. But I still love the Genesis, too. And it didn't, you know, and I loved the Genesis so much in '97 that that's all I bought, like, game-wise, for the later half of 1997. To me, that was the game-apocalypse for me, because while you all were playing on Cloud Strife's dick on Final Fantasy VII, I was playing Kirby's Superstar and Super Mario RPG and other classic games, because Final Fantasy VII, I don't care about the fan base. This is what I think about that game. It's awful, it's boring, the story's monotonous, and the ending sucked. And I haven't liked the Final Fantasy since. 9 was in the right direction, though. I will state that. 9 was in the right direction. But then it went back to shit. Fucking Titus from Final Fantasy X looks like a queer version of Peter Pan. But that's a story for another time. Anyways, alright, I'm going to shut my mouth and get this uploaded so you guys can watch. Because that's what I do here. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.